I welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us this morning. This is Newspaper Headlines and Analysis. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakwa. I'm not alone in the studio this morning. I have with me Lekon Shubowali, who is a journalist and public affairs analyst. Welcome this morning. Good morning. The papers are saying a lot this morning from Atiku's son defecting to the APC, and the father saying, okay, that is his personal choice to Kwankwaso, list the new conditions for him to join the APC. And then to a lot of members of opposition parties saying, okay, why is it that Tinubu did not attend the Armed Forces Remembrance Day? Quite a number of things to unpack this morning, but let's start with this one that's talking about the ADC. Tinubu's absence on Armed Forces Remembrance Day sends a wrong signal that's coming from, ADC. Really, I want to ask you, is it, very important for the president to be at that event, if he has, quite a number of places to also, go to? Because the ADC is saying, why is it that he was not there? Is the president, of the nation, he should be there, to actually, be with the people. Or some Nigerians are saying maybe he had other things to do, really.
Yes, I think it is very good and very important if the president can make it to the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. But let me tell you that it is not that, it is not 100% important. As you all know that the president is currently in Abu Dhabi, Qatar, signing some important agreements with some foreign investors there. And Tinubu will not be the first president that not attend, Armed Forces Remembrance Day. We have presidents in the past that, due to one reason or the other, they were unable to make it. So it's all about politics, ADC, yes, that's the essence of an opposition party. Even though some people believe that it may not be too good for the president not to be there, but just to be there and honor the memories of the fallen heroes. But we know that President Tinubu flew out of Nigeria since last year, and first on vacation, and now on business, national business investment related to. So, for me, we have the vice president. That is why there is a vice president. And Nigerian position is very clear that whenever the president is unable to function or unable to perform one of his responsibilities, there is a vice president. So, are you saying that the vice president, is not? There is a time in Nigeria that we have Professor Yemi Osinbajo as acting president of Nigeria for 3 months, and the country was running. So, what was the big deal about the president not attending the annual Armed Forces Remembrance Day? Another one is coming up January 15, 2027. The president will be there. So, if the president was not there yesterday, that does not mean he will not be there next day. So
what if he's not there next year?
I'm very sure and hopeful that he'll be there. Okay. But what we are saying is that the president traveled out of the country since December. It is not as if the president traveled out of the country 2 or 3 days ago, just to avoid, attending Armed Forces Remembrance Day. He traveled since last year. So, and everybody understands the reason why he is not presently in the country. So, for me, I know it's all part of politics. You want to make statements, you want to say something, you want to be recognized, you want to be heard. Yes, it's a welcome development, but for me, that's why we have the vice president. That's why we have some governors yesterday was unable to meet Armed Forces Remembrance Day. They sent in their deputy governor. There was a time the governor was unable to attend the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. He sent in there his deputy governor. That's the essence of having a deputy and the vice. So, I don't think this should even be part of national discourse.
Okay, away from that story now, let's talk about Natasha, because videos are circulating online. Courts strikes out federal government's criminal charges against Natasha. I think the federal government is saying, okay, we want to let go of all the cases. But then listening to her yesterday, she mentioned that Akpabio is yet to actually strike out his cases against her. Now, what do you make of this? Because I recall a few months back, Natasha also mentioned that she's close to revealing the evidence with her in terms of, this whole sexual harassment thing. Do you think that's the reason why, Akpabio is here to strike out the cases? Because I recall during the festive period, Akpabio, after attending, I think, a program in the church, exactly, and after, the preacher was done, he said he's willing to, strike out all the cases, he has, but, certain persons.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is that, for me, I don't think Natasha have any serious evidences. If you have evidences since almost 2-3 months into the issue now, you should have, displayed and shown the members of the public your evidences. But till now, the evidences has been shown. Even at the heat of the debate, even at the heat of the crisis, when everybody was expecting that Natasha should at least present some evidences as she claimed that she has. So, but till now, there is nothing like that. But just like I mentioned that Akpabio during his own special New Year Thanksgiving service said, he will be going to the New Year, devoid of malice, devoid of having issues with anybody. He wants to go into the New Year as a new person. So, he's withdrawing all cases, not only with Natasha. He's withdrawing all cases, that is being involved directly or indirectly. So he said he's going to withdraw. So, and that was the reason why we do the cases against Natasha. And Akpabio, initiated the case, the federal government versus Natasha case. Akpabio was behind the case. So, ordinarily, as far as is withdrawing the case, the federal government should be able to withdraw his own case. So, the federal government have no issue with Natasha. It's only Senate President that is having issue with Natasha. And now that he said he's withdrawing the case, of course, it is expected that federal government will also withdraw their cases against Natasha. So, for me, I think it is the right way to go. It's part of, when you are talking about national reconciliation, you understand. So there is no basis. Why do we want to send Natasha to jail? Why do you want to? So it's good, Natasha having evidences, if you have evidences, bring out your evidences, let us see. But I'm not too sure if Natasha is having any evidences. I'm not too sure. Because if she is having that, we should be seeing that, and she should be showing that to the members of the public. Okay, so for me.
Okay, I get your point on that. Some of our supporters online are saying, okay, it is good to fight to finish. Because, if Natasha decided to be a coward, at the end of the day, she wouldn't be where she is now. Yes, she was out of office for a while, and now she's back to the office. So it's more like an inspiration to some of our supporters out there that, okay, you are not supposed to be a coward, even when the political battles are so fierce.
So what are you fighting to finish? What is fighting to finish with you? Who is fighting Natasha? She was the one that said, she was the one that made an allegation. She was the one that initiated court cases. At the heat of the crisis, Akpabio initiated his own court cases. So, I don't, if anybody is saying that Natasha should fight to finish, on what basis? She's a member of PDP. She's seeking an election. The PDP the platform that you want to use is in crisis, is in shambles. So, I think, for me, I want to believe that there are so many important things ahead of Natasha, especially her political future in 2027, than to be fighting over sexual harassment, intimidation, and all those stuff.
She said she's not afraid of Yabilu since he declared his intention to run.
That's what she'll be telling us. Why can't let us wait till 2027 is just tomorrow? It's very close. So let us wait till February when we will be having National Assembly election. And I don't even know, as we speak now, Natasha is still a member of PDP. She has not joined ADC. And if she is seriously contesting on the platform of PDP, I'm not too sure if at that time PDP will still be a viable platform for anyone to contest. So let us wait till 2027. You understand? Yaya Bello will be contesting. Natasha will also be contesting. So I expect that she's currently a sitting senator. Yaya Bello happens to be a former governor. So let us wait till then, and we will now see who is afraid of who.
And who is more powerful than
yes.
who? Okay, it's a fine place to leave that discussion. Let's talk about Atiku now. This headline in Nigerian Tribune is saying, Atiku's son, Abba, dumps PDP, vows to mobilize for Tinubu's re-election. His decision to join APC is personal, and that's coming from the father. What do you make of all of this? because we have the likes of Sheikh Tinubu who only supports his father, and Atiku is not really concerned about his son, defecting to the same APC he's trying to, bring out of power.
Well, I think what Abubakar Abba, they call him. I think they call him Abba. You know,
Yes.
the young Atiku Abubakar. You know, it's a personal decision, and everybody will have to chart a path for his own future. And I think the young Atiku Abubakar has taken a very good decision, as far as I'm concerned. You know, even if he joins the Labour Party, still he has taken a very good decision. That he's not a daddy's boy. That even when your father is doing what is not too good, you don't have to follow that path.
What if it's
You
a
understand?
strategy?
And I don't think, see, let me tell you, he will not be the first person to do that. As they speak, the son of Malam Nasir Rufai, who is one of the RAs in the newly revamped ADC,
Yeah.
is a member of APC in the National Assembly, House of Reps. He's also, you know, throwing his support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have the daughter of the ADC national chairman, you know, fractional national chairman of ADC, David Mark. We have his daughter currently in the House of Reps, a member of APC, supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So, young Atiku Abubakar will not be the first to do that, and I believe some will still be doing that even before 2027. You know, that's a very fine stuff, and we are going to still hear more of that. You understand? You know, for the fact that your father is a member of ADC, you know, that does not mean you should also be a member of ADC. You know, the Sheikh Tinubu that you are talking about, you know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been a progressive all along. You know, on the course of his political future journey, he might have worked with, you know, opposition political parties, but he has never, for one day, he announced his membership of the progressives. You understand? So that is the difference between Sheikh Tinubu and the young Atiku Abubakar. You understand? So for me, you know, it is a plus for the ruling party, the APC. You understand that even the son of the most popular opposition figure, you know, is joining the ruling party. So whether you like it or not, the young man is also having his own people, no matter how, you know, minute they may be. You understand? At least they will also be making, you know, and don't forget that even in Adamawa, you know, we have two factions of ADC. So this thing is just becoming interesting day by day. So, but for me, I believe the young man has taken a very good decision, you know, to chart a path for his own political future.
And pitch his tent with the ruling party.
The ruling party, yes. You know, as a member of the ruling party, you know, that's you have the opportunity to do, you know. How many state governments do we have in ADC as of today? We have almost 27, 28 governors of APC. So, you know, it is just for you to just stay down and project into the future. Atiku Abubakar should be around 72, 73 now. So, it's gradually going away. After the 2027 election, I don't know what will become of Atiku Abubakar. But this young man is starting his own political journey. And I think for him to have done that is starting on a very good note.
Okay. Good luck to Abba on that one. Let's cross over to the Guardian newspaper. I have a headline that says alleged 110.4 billion naira fraud. EFCC tenders fresh bank records against Yabelo and others. I recall that, you know, recently Nigerians are saying a lot about the EFCC to say, okay, why is it that you're after the likes of Tambuwa, you know, the former ADF, that's Malami, and you're not talking about, you know, this guy, which is Yahya Bello. A lot of Nigerians are so concerned. And the funny thing is, anytime EFCC, you know, is on someone, you know, maybe they are going through, you know, investigations and all, Nigerians will always bring back Yabelu's case. They say, what are you doing about this case? And then someone was a national TV representative of the EFCC to say that, okay, it doesn't work that way. We are not supposed to take this matter to court if we are not done with investigation. Now there's a fresh, you know, account on this matter. Now, should we expect that, you know, soon enough, this matter will get to court?
You know, I remember someone has called out the EFCC that before you take all these cases to court, always have a very good and viable evidences against these people. You know, sometimes it becomes so embarrassing, you know, and insulting that you take, you know, whether a public officer, a former public officer to court, and you now get to court, you don't have evidences to prosecute some of these cases. For me, Yahya Bello is still in court, but he's currently on bail. And for you to take him back to court, you must have good evidences. With all the noise, with all the draggings of Yaya Bello some months ago, it means that I don't know, but I don't know how some of our anti-corruption agencies in Nigeria, operate, and I don't know their modes of operation. You understand? But before you can take someone to court, you must have, look at the case of Emefiele. You have all the evidences in this world.
And it was fast compared to other persons.
Because they have so, intimidating evidences. You understand? So, but for some of these cases of Yaya Bello, we have some of them, a whole lot of them. It doesn't mean that because he's a member of APC, you cannot prosecute him. Of course, if you have good evidences, if you have viable evidences, you can prosecute him. This is a guy that's even talking, is even not an ambition for Senate in 2027. You understand? So he knows that, can Emefiele be thinking of becoming Nigeria president in 2027? But all these, what we are hearing is that he paid his children's school fees in dollars, he paid his domestic salary in pounds, he paid, most of these public officials, they don't spend naira. They spend dollars, they spend pound sterling. So is that an issue? Should that be a reason for prosecution? Should that be, will you be tendering that in the court of law? So
well, funds are missing in the, I'm talking about the pocket of the state now.
See, it's just a normal thing that funds will be missing. So you understand? That has been the normal story. All the governors that have been in Fayose, Uzo, Kalu, so many of them, even Akpabio, the Senate president. You understand? Immediately you left the office, they will come and tell you, they will now be running after you that some funds are missing. Funds will surely be missing because, of course, you know how our governors in Nigeria, we know how they operate. We know the kind of, extravagant life they live. So it's just a normal thing that, but you should have a concrete evidences. You understand? Before you even mention the name, before you even think of taking the person to court, but you should have enough evidences to prosecute all these cases. That there will not be any reason for granting bail. It is very important for the EFCC, ICPC, before they take all these people to court, they should at least be able to have evidences that even when you present it before the judge, he or she will also be convinced that even talking about bail, we cannot grant this person a bail. Why is it difficult for them to grant Nnamdi Kanu bail? Why is it difficult for them? How many months it takes the court to grant Emefiele? You understand? So, but the truth of the matter is that as regards the cases of this, what's his name? Yaya Bello, we have a former governor of Anambra State, Obiano, is also still in court on bail. Nobody is talking about it. And the truth is that we have the evidence.
What about time? And just before we go, because historians will tell you that, when many years have passed, the story becomes, a little bit, sketchy. It's not, you might not be able to gather the things you're supposed to gather if you don't.
That's just the truth of the matter. You understand? We have Governor Ayodele Fayose. At the end of the day, all the cases were, struck out. So it's just, we are in Nigeria, and don't forget that Oshomole has said that, as far as a member of APC, even if you are a sinner, your sins are forgiven. So, all this is just a way of, by the time, in the next 2-3 years, will not be just like Fayose, will not even be hearing about. We have so many of those cases in
Fayose is still, though he was expelled from the PDP.
Yes.
He's not even a member of this, though
his own faction of PDP is now being recognized by INEC.
Oh, okay.
So you understand?
Yes.
So, INEC believes that the faction of PDP, of Wiki and Fayose, they are the authentic PDP. That's why in the state, PDP will not be having a candidate in this coming election.
But it's a key faction. I read in the headlines that they are said to be in court soon. To trash out certain things.
Good, of course. Even before now, they are in court. Okay. Of course, they will still go to court. And the case, of course, will be determined if the court is interested, The case will be determined in court. But don't forget that, in the case of our Labour Party Bashir Apapa and Abure. You know, the Supreme Court has made a pronouncement that it is not the responsibility of the court of law, you know, to interfere in the affairs of political party. The political party should go and resolve whatever internal crisis they have. But let's see
how that will play out. Okay.
Yes.
A big thanks to you, and Lekon Shobowale, journalist and public affairs analyst, for being a part of the segment. And of course, to the audience, thank you for watching. We need to take a short break. When we come back, we move on to big story. My name is Oluwayemi Adelagun. Please stay with us.